Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today, Monday, February 10th, 2025. Now, there's been big developments in the building right next to me, here, 40 Foley Square, where on Friday, after 5 o'clock, Tish James and other state attorneys general filed a request for a temporary restraining order of the access by political appointees and others to the Treasury Department database. And Judge Engelmeyer signed an injunction and said there's some briefing scheduled, but until then, political appointees cannot access the database, and anything that they've taken should be destroyed. Now, we wrote about it at the time, in real time. There was some pushback, including from Senators Tom Cotton, Mike Lee, and others, saying, wait a second, does this mean that Scott Bessent, the confirmed political appointee to be Treasury Department, can't access the database? So, as we could have expected, late Sunday night, the Department of Justice, right behind me, signed by, I believe, Daniel Sassoon, the interim U.S. attorney, fired back and said this should be vacated, et cetera, et cetera. Judge Vargas, who's the district judge to whom it's actually assigned, issued an order around 1 a.m. this morning that the two sides should confer and either agree to a stipulation to clarify what the order means, or papers are due at 5 p.m. today from the states and at 11 p.m. today from DOJ, aka the Southern District prosecutors or U.S. Attorney's Office. So it's on. We're going to be covering that one. There might be a hearing on Tuesday. Definitely going to be some kind of a hearing on the preliminary injunction on Friday, and we will be there. So there's that. Why are we coming this way instead of directly into the courthouse? Well, in the middle of the Super Bowl yesterday, at halftime, an announcement by Congressman Dan Goldman, who actually represents quite near, if not this very spot that I'm standing on, quite near here. Used to be Nydia Velasquez. Anyway, he had the former rep had an office in SDNY. It doesn't exist there anymore. But Dan Goldman announced that he's having a press conference in City Hall Park at 10 a.m. So we're heading there. Initially, people interpreted the rather cryptic announcement of a press conference as he's running. He said, we'll discuss mayoral race. Wiser minds prevailed and learned, I guess, maybe from the campaign, not the campaign, maybe from, I don't know, that it's all about Zelnor Myrie. He's one of the candidates for in the mayoral race, Zelnor Myrie. Scott Stringer got the endorsement of Nadler, so Myrie is now getting Goldman. Why do we know this? Because Goldman's already appeared on MSNBC this morning announcing it. Now, some people said this was a way to get the Myrie campaign on a national TV show. Some people said it's a way for Dan Goldman to show his own views. We should be finding out. We're heading there now. We're within, I don't know, a block or so of the City Hall Park, so we'll see. What else can we say? There's Sean Combs, even in the MDC, has moved to dismiss an amended complaint. They're saying even if you amend it, it still can't pass the mustard. There's a big fight about the applicability of Me Too laws that were passed, how far back they can go, how many old complaints are salvaged, and that's now going to be fought out in any number. There are many of the Sean Combs civil cases. We're covering as many as we can. In fact, we're covering, I think, all of them in the SDNY. So watch this feed. What more can we say? The Alexander brothers, more on the sleaze docket. Their trial is going to be in January of 2026. They'll be in the MDC until then, if nothing changes. And the United Nations. Yes, we're covering them extremely closely and waiting. Things are happening. Today, the CFPB.gov, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, their website is down, 404. We've put something out saying that the Federal Reserve needs to be taking over these functions and not just twiddling its thumbs and rubber stamping mergers, but we'll see. The UN, though, has not been 404'd. Not yet. So let's see. What I know about the UN is that under current management of Antonio Guterres, it's corrupt. And more than that, or what I know even more intimately, is that they're willing to censor and ban press that ask questions. And that's while you're taking taxpayer money, particularly like in this case, a First Amendment. It needs to be that needs to be reversed, or they need to be reformed. Okay, we're here. You can see the Brooklyn Bridge right behind me. We'll end it right here. Inner City Press. To be continued.